Hello and welcome to a loot from 1000 video on Sarachnis, a boss in old school RuneScape. Released into the game in July 2019, Sarachnis is a level 318 temple spider found deep in the Forthos Dungeon in Zaire. The boss can be killed in a spider slayer task or Sarachnis boss task and has 400 hit points using melee and ranged attacks as well as spawning minions on each kill. It's not a very popular boss and it's easy to find the world for. Usually it is not instanced, and the main reason people kill it is for the pet drop, for hardened elite clues, and for irons. The red spider egg drops are quite good, and also the Sarachnis cudgel, the crush weapon, which is dropped relatively commonly. Sarachnis has a varied drop table and there are a lot of regular and tertiary drops that you can expect. The regular drops consist of random supplies such as ore, seeds, grimy herbs, alcohols, ranging ammo and some other stuff. The one unique is the Sarachnis cudgel, dropped at a rate of 1 in 384 and is a solid one-handed crush weapon. There's loads of tertiary drops as well that you can get, so rolled separately each kill this is. So yeah, theoretically you could roll them all. There's the grubby key which opens the grubby chest in the dungeon, a giant egg sack which contains red spider eggs, hardened elite clue scrolls, the jar of eyes and the Sriracha, which is the pet. The rates of those are on screen for you now, and it's not uncommon to roll more than one tertiary drop in a single kill. The average kill is worth approximately 29k according to the wiki, but that does not include potential clue scroll loot. My gear setup for the 1000 kills was pretty similar throughout and only changed the weapon, switching between the Abyssal Bludgeon and the Scythe of the Tur. I did about 70 of these kills on task, I'd say, and did use the Slayer Helm obviously for those, but otherwise it was all off task. Otherwise it was a max strength and mage defense setup, so in this case Carol's is better than Armadale due to the no negative melee bonuses, and Sarachnis is weak to crush but has quite low defense overall anyway, so yes, a Scythe on Slash is fine here. Dragon Claws were a special attack weapon throughout and were used towards the end of each kill. The inventory consisted of prayer potions and food mainly, with the Explorer's Ring 4 for high level alchemy and a rune pouch with Telly to House runes in. I used divine super combats and regular super combats at times to boost melee stats, and an imbued heart for some extra mage defense against the little mage minions that will spawn during the kill. These supplies are necessary as you take quite a lot of damage here regardless of your setup, and you'll go through plenty of prayer too. You do not need a slash weapon to reach the lair if you have Dragon Claws, as you can use these or the Scythe. Getting there is very simple. Teleport to Xeric's Glade using the Xeric's Talisman and just run a short way west and head down the ladder. And run straight south and cutting through the webs where you can. You might have to pray melee against the temple spiders in the first bit. And you will find yourself at Sarachnis. Sarachnis, in my opinion, is a great boss to start with if you're just getting into bossing, since the mechanics are quite simple yet do still require you to pay plenty of attention. Sarachnis uses melee and ranged attacks depending on where you are, so when you're meleeing her, you'll be activating Protect from melee, and every few regular attacks Sarachnis hurls her web at you and it freezes you for a few seconds, moving away and then firing some ranged attacks. But usually this is just one attack, so you need to move to her after you've taken the ranged attack, and it might be two if she does wander further away. You will take 0 damage from Sarachnis herself as long as you get your prayers right throughout, though when you do fail, Sarachnis will leech health off you as well as dealing damage. Sarachnis will spawn 2 minion spiders at 66% and then 2 more at 33% HP, 1 melee and 1 mage. The melee ones are nothing to worry about and they only damage you when you have to switch from protect from melee to protect from range. The mage ones though are quite strong and will hit you quite a lot, so the Carols and a high magic level and an imbued heart is great for reducing the damage that they'll deal. You can kill these spawns if you want, but just make sure you're praying correctly against Sarachnis at the time. But during my kills I never usually bothered or, well, accidentally killed them sometimes with the way the Scythe works. The boss has 400 hit points, so with the Scythe this is very light work usually, and even with most other weapons each kill is quite fast. The Dragon Claws are especially helpful for finishing Sarachnis off in the last phase of the fight, where you take the most damage due to the minion spawns, though during the first third you take pretty much 0 damage as long as you pray correctly. Trips are still limited though, unless you get lots of egg potato drops and bring lots of prayer potions, so usually it would be 10 to 15 kills per trip. Here are the main drops and milestones in my 1000 tracked kills of this boss with the Runelight loot logger, starting from 3kc this time. I got the cudgel quite early on 84 kill count and then nothing of note for over 500 kills, and only a few elite clues too in that time. The next drop was the 1 in 2000 jar of eyes, and that seems to be becoming a feature of this account, being my 5th jar drop overall. Got my second Sarachnis cudgel towards the end of the 1000 and that was on 946 kill count. The elite clues picked up a lot in the second half of the KC, as it only got 4 in the first 500, which for a 1 in 60 drop rate was pretty poor. There's not a huge amount of profit to be made at Sarachnis due to the supply usage and mediocre regular drops, as well as the non-expensive unique drop. Plus, if you're using a scythe, it's obviously a lot of money in the blood runes too. A lot of the profit will come from the clues actually, depending on how you use them. So I turned in pretty much all of my hard and elite clues to Watson for master clues, and that was one of the main reasons why I was doing this boss in the first place. Looking at the total loot, it comes up to 28.7 mil overall, with 26 hard clues and 18 elite clues. We're looking at about 28k per kill, which is pretty close to the average I mentioned earlier, 29k. The unique drops I received, the 2 cudgels and jar of eyes, they only make up 1.2 mil of that loot overall. In terms of the costs, I did test this, and each kill using a scythe cost on average 19.5k, including the blood runes and supplies. So yes, we're not including the potential clue loot, the profit is very minor, and without a scythe it's slightly more profitable, with each kill costing roughly 7k, but you do get less kills per hour. I do like Sarachnis quite a lot and find it very relaxing to kill. It doesn't need a slayer task by any means, and the kills per hour are very good, so that's one I think I'll continue to do in the future for the elite and hard clue scroll drops, which I can then convert to masters and hunt that bloodhound pet. I'd also recommend it to anyone looking to get into bossing, as it does teach prayer switching very well in a manner which is slow paced, not complicated, and only moderately punishing. You also don't need a scythe by any means, and the wiki shows some very good budget setups. Thank you for watching the video, hope you found it interesting, and I will see you in the next one.